welcome to today's flow. You're going to need 1 or 2 blocks depending on really what you have available and what you like to use during your practice. We're going to start on our backs. So coming down onto your backs, we'll start with feet planted, knees tented. And then allow the knees to fall together. So your feet will be about hip distance apart. Let's rest one hand on our belly and one hand on the heart. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths here, feeling the parts of our body making contact with our mat. Acknowledging any sounds that we hear. Just taking a moment to scan the body, see how everything feels today. Opening your eyes if they are closed. Let's take the arms out to a T. Just walk your feet a little closer together and we'll allow the knees to fall over to the right for a gentle supine twist. I'm going to invite you to keep your gaze straight up. Breathing into your left rib cage, into the hip. And then on your inhale, draw in through your center, your core. As you bring the knees back up, scooch the hips over to the right, allow the knees to fall over to the left. This time, deep breath into the right rib cage and down into your right outer hip. And then inhale, draw in through your center as you bring the knees back up through center. Let's hug both knees into our chest. You can take them wide apart and start to sway side to side or rock back and forth. And then please either roll over onto one side and make your way into tabletop, or cross at the ankles and rock back and forth a couple of times as you make your way all the way up into tabletop. So onto all fours. Spread the fingers nice and wide, knees directly below the hips. Take a look at your hands and want your index fingers parallel with one another and pointing toward the top of your mat. And then the rest of your fingers are spread equidistant from each other. Let's root down through the hands as we round through our upper back. So not so much coming into cat pose, but really just focusing on the upper back here. And then soften through the shoulder blades as you squeeze the shoulder blades together. Just 2 more times like that. So push into the earth with your hands, drawing your shoulder blades apart from each other. And then gently squeezing the shoulder blades back together. So we're retracting and protracting the shoulder blades. 1 more time. Drawing the shoulder blades apart from each other, puffing up through your upper back. And then gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Okay, now coming into full cow and cat, lifting the sitting bones, broadening across your collarbones. Lift the gaze if the neck allows. And on your exhale, gently tuck through the tail, bring your throat, your chin toward your throat. Push the earth away. Inhale back into cow pose. And exhale into cat. Good. Inhale to a neutral spine. We're going to root down through the left knee as we extend the right leg straight back. Toes can be pointing down. Foot is flexed. And you can stay here or you can extend the left arm forward. Gently draw the arm back into the shoulder socket and your leg into the hip socket. And then lift the arm and the leg a little bit closer to the ceiling for 3. It's a little bit of balance, a little bit of core. Last big breath. And release, knee down and hand down. Let's go to the other side. So extend the left leg straight out from the hip. Left foot is flexed, toes pointing straight down. Lift up and in through your core, and then maybe extend the right arm straight forward. Gently draw the arm back into the shoulder socket so it's not just sort of floppy. And same thing with the leg. And then for 3 breaths, just lift the arm and the leg a little bit closer to the ceiling for 3, 2, and release, hand, release, knee down. Let's take the knees nice and wide apart, big toes together. Settle the hips back toward the heels, coming into Balasana, child's pose. Rest your forehead down toward the mat, or maybe stack your hands or forearms underneath your forehead. Taking a couple of breaths here. Good, then on your inhale, rise up. Let's go right back to downward facing dog, curling the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Pedaling out through the legs, bending one knee and then the other. Or if you're ready for stillness, find stillness right away. And then we will all meet in downward facing dog. Knees can be soft or legs can be straight. You're reaching your torso towards your thighs and gently drawing the shoulder blades toward each other on your back. Good. Let's look forward and take as many steps as you need to come all the way to the top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Let's inhale and lengthen to a flat back. Hands can come to shins or thighs. Exhale to fold it forward. Please root down through your feet as you inhale and rise all the way up. Interlacing your fingers and then reach the palms toward the ceiling. Okay, again, try and slide the shoulder blades down your back as you continue to reach the palms up, lengthening through your side body. Just one more big breath. And then on your exhale, release the hands. You're going to fold forward, soften at the knees, hinge at the hips. Inhale to a lengthened spine, flat back. And then palms down, step back, high plank. Pause here, broaden across the collarbones. From your toes or your knees, please lower all the way to your belly. Elbows are going to go straight back, so they brush your sides. Press into the laces of your feet as you rise up. Head of the shoulder blades, draw back, cobra pose. And exhale as you lower back down, push back through tabletop to downward facing dog, hips up and back. So there's a slight engagement in the core the whole time. You're supporting your back. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And on your exhale, please bend the knees, lift the heels, look forward, and again, take as many steps as you need to make it to the top of your mat. Let's inhale to lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale to fold. Root down through the feet, and again, inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, steeple mudra, so interlace last 3 fingers, index fingers and thumbs together. Take a breath in for length. And then on your exhale, take a side bend over to the right. Good. Inhale as you come back up through center. And then exhale, side bend over to the left. Inhale back through center. And exhale as you fold forward. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Good. Exhale, step back, high plank. This time from the toes or the knees, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Big breath in. And big breath out. Just one more. Exhale it out. Look forward, step, walk, or float, top of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Let's inhale, lengthen the spine, core lifts, shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale to fold. Root down through the feet, inhale, sweep the arms up. Steeple mudra again, interlace last 3 fingers. Exhale as you take a side bend over to the right. Now listen up, root down through the left foot. You're just going to lift the right foot off. Couple of inches, extending it out to the right. Good, working on a little balance, a little bit of hip. Inhale, release the right foot down. And then exhale, side bend over to the left, root down through the right foot. And then maybe hover this left foot off, slightly lifting out to the side. Good, inhale, release the left foot down, come back through center, and exhale as you fold forward, let it go. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Plant the hands and step or hop back. High plank to low plank or all the way to the belly. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, so a little bit deeper. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time let's inhale the right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And exhale as you take your right knee to your right elbow, squeeze it in. Inhale, back to three-legged dog. And then step the right foot through to the top of your mat, lower down onto the back knee. Let's inhale into Angelefishyoga, reaching the arms up and overhead. And then interlace the hands behind the head. Broaden across the chest as you spread the elbows apart from each other. Lift up through the base of the skull. 3 more breaths here. Good. On your inhale, please release the arms toward the ceiling. And exhale as you place the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale your left leg to the ceiling. Exhale as you step the bring left knee to left elbow. We almost missed that core. Inhale, three-legged. And then step the left foot through, lower down onto your right knee. Inhale as you sweep the arms up, Angelefishyoga, low crescent lunge. And then interlace the hands again at the base of the skull. Spread the elbows apart, lift through the chest. 5 breaths here. Last one. Okay, inhale to reach the arms up. And exhale again, hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Let's look forward, step, walk, or float, top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold it forward. Inhale, root down, rise up. Interlace last 3 fingers, steeple mudra. Again, we're going to take a side bend to the right, root down through the left foot. Maybe lift that right foot off, tiny bit. Release the right foot down as you come back through center. Side bend to the left. Maybe lift that left foot off a tiny bit. Release the left foot down. Big breath in. Exhale as you fold forward. So we're going to add on. Inhale to a lengthened spine. Plant the hands, step or hop back, high plank to low. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, squeeze it in. Inhale to lift it up. Low lunge, step the right foot through, lower down into the back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale as you interlace the hands behind your back this time. Let's inhale, lift through the heart. 3 breaths. 2. Good, inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. And on your exhale, curl the back toes under and lift all the way up into high lunge, but then you're going to hinge forward and reach the arms back behind you, okay? Crown of the head reaches forward, left heel reaching back. Lifting the abdomen up away from the floor. And know that you can always keep that back knee down here. Good, let's release left hand down, reach right arm up, coming into simple twist. For 3. 2. And 1. Release, top hand down, step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Second side, inhale your left leg to the ceiling. On your exhale, left knee to left elbow, squeeze. pause. Inhale, back to three-legged. Low lunge, left foot steps through, right knee comes down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back, heart opening. Inhale, lift through the heart for 3, 2, and 1. On your inhale, sweep the arms up. Let's curl the back toes under, lift that back knee off, just an option. And then hinge forward as you reach your arms back behind you. Lift up through the core for 3. Really strong back leg, 2. Releasing this into your twist, right hand comes down, left arm reaches up. Let's take a few breaths. And release, top hand down, step back, high plank this time, to low plank or all the way to your belly. Inhale to your back bend, and exhale to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Again, inhale, and exhale. Okay, let's look forward, step, walk, or float, top of your mat. Inhale to a lengthened spine. Exhale to fold forward. Chair pose. Okay, so sitting back into the weight into our heels, we're going to extend the arms straight up alongside the ears. If that feels okay for you, you can also bring hands to heart center. And in the meantime, I just want you to grab a block and place it in front of you, either at mid or highest height. All right, back in a chair, just for a few breaths. 2. Okay, fold it forward, let it go. So block now is underneath the hands. I want you to place the weight on your right foot and hike your left hip up, okay? So you're gonna hover that left foot off of your mat just a couple of inches. Pull into your core for 3, 2, and 1. Release that left foot down. Maybe shimmy out through the legs. It might be a little crampy, a little stiff. Then all the way on the left foot, hike the right hip up for 3. It's just hovering an inch or 2 off of your mat. 2. And then release, right foot down and take the block off to the side. Chair pose, 1 big breath. Inhale. Exhale to fold it forward, let it go. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Plant the hands, step or hop back, high plank to low, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, 3-legged dog. Let's inhale the right leg to the ceiling. And this time, peel it open. Okay, so stacking right hip on top of left. Lift your right knee toward the ceiling. Reach your left heel toward the floor. It's okay if it doesn't touch. It's also okay if that left knee is bent. And on your inhale, square off through the hips. And on your exhale, take your right knee to your nose, okay? Round through the spine. Inhale back to 3-legged. And then we're gonna step the right foot through, rising all the way up into high lunge, reaching the arms up and overhead. Good, then on your exhale, sweeping the arms back behind you as you hinge over the right thigh. Good, lift up through the core for 2. And then I want you to release both hands to the inside of the right foot. Root down through the outer blade of the left foot. So now we have warrior 1 through the legs. And let's walk the arms out to a diagonal here as you continue to reach your right knee open. Getting an outer and inner hip and thigh stretch here on the right side. For 3, 2. Okay, walk the hands back to the top of your mat. Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. And then squeezing the right knee in toward the right arm. So you've got your blocks here. If you need a bit of height, you can place the blocks underneath your hand. I want you to continue to squeeze that right knee in, but it still stays stacked over the ankle and the knee is still going in the same direction as the toes, okay? So straight forward. Squeezing, activating your hip and inner thigh. Reaching your left heel back and away. And it's okay to round through your upper back here. Good, last big breath. Good, take the block off to the side. Let's just step back to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Second side, inhale your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. And then peel it open. Stacking left hip on top of right. Lift the left knee toward the ceiling. Good, right center of the heel toward the floor. Maybe you've got that right knee bent. And then inhale as you square off through your hips. And exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine. Inhale back to three-legged. And then high lunge, step your left foot through. We're going to rise all the way up, reaching the arms up and overhead. And then on your exhale, hinge at the hips and reach the crown of the head forward, arms reach back. Good, lifting up through your core. Beautiful. And then please release both hands down to the inside of your left foot. We're going to reverse the order this time, so reach the right heel straight back. Squeeze the left knee into the left upper arm. Again, you can use a block underneath your hands if you need a little bit of height. Feel free to round through the upper back. Really reaching right heel back so that right leg is strong. Squeezing that left knee in, pushing that left leg out with the left arm. And then we're going to walk the hands over to a diagonal and plant the back foot into warrior one legs, okay? So reaching the arms off in a diagonal. Continue to open up through your left knee. For 3. 2. Walking the hands back to the top of your mat. Let's step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. And exhale it out. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more time through. Inhale your right leg to the ceiling. Peel it open. Stacking right hip on top of left. Inhale to square off through the hips. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine. Inhale back to three-legged. High lunge. Right foot steps through. We're going to inhale to rise all the way up, reaching the arms up and overhead. On your exhale, hinge forward, reach the arms back, lift up through the core. Inhale to stay. Exhale to release the hands to the inside of the right foot. Lifting through the chest, squeeze the right leg in. Planting the back foot, warrior one through the legs. Walk the hands off to a diagonal. One more big breath. Walk the hands back to the top of your mat. Let's step back. High plank to low plank or all the way to the floor. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Exhale it out. Second side, inhale your left leg to the ceiling. Peel it open. Bend that top knee. Inhale back to three-legged. And on your exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine, core work. Inhale, three-legged. And exhale, step the left foot through to the left hand. Rise all the way up. High lunge, reaching the arms up. Exhale to hinge, reach the arms back. Inhale to stay. Exhale, release the hands down to the inside of your left foot. Squeeze that left knee in. Push the left arm against that left knee. Okay, plant the back foot. Warrior one through the legs. Walk the hands off to a diagonal. Hip opening. Good, and then walk the hands back to the top of your mat. Step back, optional vinyasa, or you can take it right back to downward facing dog. Inhale to your back bend. And exhale to downward facing dog, hips up and back. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Okay, let's walk the hands back to our feet at the back of the mat. Good, you're gonna inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold forward. Chair pose for one breath, either hands at heart or hands straight forward or arms alongside your ears. And then please press to stand. We're gonna take a quad stretch here, rooting down through your left foot. Reach back for the right foot with the right hand. You can keep hand at heart center, or if you need some counterbalance, you can extend it out to the left. I just want you to keep your knee pointing straight down. Squeeze your right heel in towards your seat. And set your gaze on something that's not moving. Hi, Capo. This is my little cat. She's a sweet pea. She loves my yoga mat. Good, so a little quad stretch. Nice, let's take the knee to hip height, squeezing the knee into the chest, wrapping your hands around the front of the shin. If you're feeling a little wibbly wobbly, feel free to use a chair or a wall. And then we're gonna take the leg out to the side. Okay, so right hand to inner knee or shin, and just extend the right knee out to the side. Keeping it at about 90-degree angle. Good. Inhale as you bring the knee back through center. We're just gonna step this right foot down about a third of the way up the mat. Bye, Capo. So other side, root down through the right foot, reach back for the left foot with the left hand, squeezing the knee in toward your left knee, in towards your right knee, and squeezing the left heel in towards your seat. Just actively trying to work on that front upper thigh, opening up through the quadricep. Couple more breath. Okay, drawing the left knee up to hip height, foot is flexed, and then squeeze that left shin with both hands, or maybe it's just one. If you need the wall for balance, that's okay. And then taking this out to the side, so left hand takes the inner left knee. Sometimes you want to extend the right arm out to the opposite side again for balancing, or hand on hip. Great, and then let's take the knee forward, step the left foot forward, and step the right foot forward. We're just gonna take a hip opener here. So Malasana is taking the feet mat width apart, and then externally rotating the feet. You're gonna sit down, okay? So arms could be at high up on the thighs, up here. They could also be down. Hands can also be to heart center. And a great option here is to roll up your mat or take a blanket and place it underneath the heels just to give a little more space through the hips. Just here for a few breaths. Good, placing the fingertips down, straighten the legs, fold over your legs. So if you're not facing the top of your mat, please step to the top of your mat. We're actually just gonna step back to downward facing dog. We're gonna come into a variation of pigeon, so a little more hip opening. Right knee is gonna come all the way behind the right wrist, and you come down to the outer portion of your right shin. So right foot is underneath the left hip, and I want you to bring your left knee in around about the sole of your left foot, and then come over onto the right hip. So normally in pigeon where hips are square to the top of the mat, here we have basically a 90-90 with our legs, 90 degrees and 90 degrees, okay? Now take your torso, line it up with your right knee and your right thigh. You can place hands on either side of the right thigh, or you can take your hands a little further forward and fold over that right thigh. So again, you've got your block or blocks. You may want to place your forearms there. You may want to place your forehead down onto a block. So this is intended to be a little more soft, a little gentler through the hips. Listen to your body. Figure out where in your own practice, in your own thought processes, in your tissues, that you can relax a little bit, you can soften. We'll take 5 more breaths on this side. And on your inhale, please start to rise up. We're just going to carefully make our way back to downward facing dog. Hips up and back. Take a moment, take a little pause here to see if the right side feels any different from the left. And then we'll take left knee to left wrist, left foot in front of right hip flexor. And then we're going to walk that right knee in and come carefully down to sit onto the left hip. So again, we have 90-90. We're going to line up our torso with the bent left knee. You can stay upright if that feels good for you. You get a little twist, a little outer hip opening, or you can start to fold it forward. You can use the block underneath your forehead, underneath your forearms. I want you to find softness. Be able to deepen your breath, because that's where we find space. That's where we can grow. Nice and deep. Five more breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly start to rise up. And then let's just send this right foot forward. And we'll take the soles of our feet together. Taking Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together. You can take your hands around your feet, pressing the feet together. She's very interested in being part of this today. Hi. Inhale to lift through your heart. And you can stay right here, or you can start to fold it forward. Nice, sweetheart. Thanks. Now listening to how your inner thighs feel. Option to keep the torso nice and straight, or you can round through the spine. One of them will no doubt feel better for you. On your inhale, please start to rise up. We're going to draw the knees together and then swing the legs back behind you. We're going to come onto our shins and then coming into a side saddle. So taking both feet over to the left and again lowering down onto your right hip here. Okay? Taking the hands and the arms over to the right side, pressing into the fingertips, lifting up out of the right side of your waist as you take this twist, but it's also a hip opener. 3 more breaths. Good, and then mindfully coming back through center, take both feet over to the right this time, come down onto the outer left hip. Hands to the outside of your left hip. Fingers can be tented so you sit up nice and tall. And you can stay right there, or you can twist a little more to the left for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, release the gaze forward. Let's shift the legs forward. Plant the feet. Come all the way down onto your back. And we're going to cross right leg over left. Let's hug both knees in toward the chest and hold on to the shins, okay? Knees or shins. So if you need to lift your head and shoulders to get a hold of the knees or shins, please do. And then try and find softness with your shoulder and head back down. Might mean putting a block underneath or a cushion. Just squeeze the knees closer to the chest for 3, 2, and 1. Uncross the legs. Let's go to the other side. So crossing left leg over right, bending both knees, and then taking hold of the knees or the outer shins and drawing the legs closer to your chest. For 3, 2, and 1. Really good. Please release now. Threading the needle or figure 4, crossing right ankle over left thigh. You can bend the left leg. You can either take a hold of behind the left thigh or take your hands around the left shin. Flex the right foot, relax the left foot. Drawing the shin and knee, thigh in towards your chest. For 5. It's a great outer hip stretch. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Please release. If you want to extend both legs up into the air for a little break in between, you can. Then cross left ankle over right thigh. Hold on behind the right thigh or maybe across the shin. You'll flex the left foot, relax the right, and then squeeze the legs in toward the chest. Just for 5 breaths. Release this. Release the feet down. Let's keep the feet hip distance apart. Scooch the hips over to the left and take a wide-kneed supine twist. This time, if the neck allows, gaze out over the left shoulder. And then draw in through your center, through your core, as you bring your knees back up through center. Take it to the other side. Maybe you gaze out over your right shoulder. And then again, pull in through your navel center as you bring your knees back up through center. Finding a shape that works for you for final posture, Shavasana. Potentially it is extending the legs out, arms away from the body, palms facing up in a position of receiving. If you'd like to take Viparita with legs up the wall or calves supported by a chair or a couch, you can. And if you'd like to finish the same way we started, with feet hip distance apart, knees together, resting one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Find your way there. If you feel safe and comfortable, please close your eyes. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you have, as long as your time will allow. But at the very least, 10 breaths. Awareness back to your breath and put small movements into your hands and your feet. And then rolling over onto whichever side is more comfortable for you, taking a moment there to express some gratitude and some love towards yourself and your body. And then gratitude towards someone or something in your life. And when you're ready, guide yourself into a comfortable seated position. Resting your hands on your thighs, or maybe bringing your hands in front of heart center into Anjali Mudra. Showing love and compassion, gratitude and kindness toward yourself first. And kindness toward all those people you meet each and every day. We end our practice by folding forward to seal on the goodness and saying together, Namaste.